La di da. We are here. It is time. Boom. Cool. Coffee. Totally screwed up making my coffee this morning, but I fixed it. And good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Tuesday, February 11th. February 11th, 2020. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Coffee is good. Very good. Well, yesterday was busy. Today might be busier. I've just been busy. What's that saying? Be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. Yep. All the whistlekick stuff, all the client stuff, it's all here. It's all here. I'm crazy busy. And in theory, that's going to lead to fixing finances, which is going to lead to fixing whistlekick finances, which is going to lead to moving forward. Finally. Yay. I mean, that's not going to be this week or this month, but there's a path forward now, and I'm really excited for that. What's today? Tuesday. Bunch of interviews. I don't even know how many. 2, 3. There's some interviews going. We're gonna do some interviews. Yeah. My brain's not firing right. Hold on, let me drink more coffee. I slept well. Well, I woke up a couple times. There's a squirrel in the attic. Stupid jerks. Which means I gotta throw bait up there, which I don't like doing, but if the choice is them or my sleep, I choose my sleep. Sorry, squirrels. What was yesterday? Yesterday was Monday. I was able to make it to Taekwondo, which I was really happy about. Hadn't seen the inside of the dojang for a couple months, and was feeling guilty about that. We had a good class. I helped more than anything else in the adult class too, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. You know, when I go to a class, I just want to be helpful. I want to contribute, whether that's doing my own stuff or teaching. I don't care. I really don't. I like being involved. I like being around people training. Helping them train myself. It's all good. It's all good. The kids' class became this impromptu sparring session. Not really impromptu, but typically the school spars on Wednesdays. And yesterday being a Monday, the instructor threw everybody for a loop by saying, "Hey, we're sparring. Get your gear on." It's always fun for me to see how much whistlekick gear there is in the mix. And at this school, of course, there's quite a bit. And then watching people spar, and there was an odd number, so I ended up working with a couple of the kids throughout. I really enjoy sparring people shorter than me. It's really nice. I'm so used to sparring people taller than me. I always have been. To spar somebody smaller than me, it's just kicks are so easy. What else? I feel like there was more. No idea. So, well, it's gonna be a long day if this is how I'm starting. Man. All right. Maybe I'll take a nap. Let's look at the questions. We got questions. You should ask questions. Drop them below. Friendships born on the field of athletic strife are the real gold of competition. Awards become corroded. Friends gather no dust. Jesse Owens. And all these quotes today are from Jesse Owens, who was a track athlete, a runner, sprinter. Jesse Owens was a sprinter. I'm not 100% sure of his distances, but I don't think that really matters for the quote. I think this applies really well. Friendships born on the field of athletic strife are the real gold. How often do we joke about developing stronger friendships through beating on each other in the martial arts? I mean, that's a big deal. I was considering it last night during the adult class. There was a younger man who, he was a yellow belt. He is a yellow belt, and was really anxious about some of the drills we were doing. Regardless of who he was working with, he was really afraid of getting hit, of getting hurt. And we had a couple conversations about trust. That you've got to trust your partner, just as they have to trust you. This is such a huge part of what we do. And honestly, I don't think we talk about it enough. Outside of our training, we're so often conditioned against trusting. We're told, not to trust anybody and all this. But once you step inside a training space, when you're doing martial arts, you have to trust everybody, or it doesn't work. And the friendships that develop from that, from competition, from training, are phenomenal. I have friends that I've only ever seen at competitions. And Stacy just wrote in the same thing. I'll read it. There are some amazing friends I've made through tournaments. I look forward to seeing them every time. Yeah, it's great to have those friends. And I love when those friendships from in competition become out of competition friendships. And I even know a few people who've met through competition who've gotten married. And I just think that's awesome. Competition brings out something really special in most people. Not everyone. Most people. Some people are jerks. The battles that count aren't the ones for gold medals. The struggles within yourself, the invisible, inevitable battles inside all of us, that's where it's at. I mean, that's martial arts in a nutshell, isn't it? It's not about winning. It's not about the physical. It's about facing yourself and becoming better. But there's a word in here I like. The struggles within yourself, the invisible, inevitable battles. We all deal with this stuff. We all have challenges, and I think we forget that. There was a poem bouncing around on Facebook yesterday, and I'm not going to try to remember it. But the gist was, it was written from the perspective of a child who was growing up with very little. And they're walking through their morning talking about how they're coping with not having certain things. Not having heat, not having electricity, not having running water, and then getting to school and the teacher being mad that they don't have a pencil. We all have struggles that are secret. I'm likely a little more open with what's going on in my personal life on this show than most people are. But even still, there's plenty of stuff I hold back. We all hold back. I think even the majority of people hold back from their closest friends, their spouse. It's natural. We want to protect ourselves. That vulnerability. And that's okay. But it just means we need to recognize that others are facing things too. We have to trust that people are doing their best. We can help them do better, but tearing them down and saying, you suck, do more, doesn't help anything. Might not make you feel better in the moment, but long term, that doesn't make anybody better, including you. I had this speculation the other day. I wonder if rank in the martial arts is going to get to a point where it just kind of goes away, where it changes dramatically. Because it's the thing that creates the most problems. Within a school, between schools, competition, arguments from grumpy old people about rank and stripes. What if there was no rank? I don't think I'm advocating for that, because I'm just starting to think about it. But it's an interesting idea. Moving on. Third and final question. If you want to ask a question, drop it below. I like this. Find the good. It's all around you. Find it, showcase it, and you'll start believing in it. To me, that's a little bit more of a generalized thing. I mean, we can certainly apply it to martial arts, but I think it's a life quote. So many of us hone in on the negative. We dwell on these bad things that are going on in the world or to us. And it's exhausting. It has to be exhausting. If the entirety of what you spend your time thinking about is negative, you're literally going to make yourself sick. Everything can be reframed. Everything can be seen in a positive light. You might have to dig. But if you focus on that positive, it changes things. It changes the way you act. It changes the way you interact. And thus it changes the world. So the irony is people complain about the way the world is when the simple act of finding positive things and remaining positive leads to the changes that they want to see. I bet if I could blow up I think the cable news channels are probably the worst. I think if we could blow those up, I don't literally mean that, not in any kind of violent way, but if we could get people to stop watching, I think that would help. Focusing on division is never good. Well, shorter episode today, and I'm fine with that. I'm gonna go drink my second cup of coffee, or according to some, there's a podcast I listen to, and one of the hosts on there refers to their first cup as cup zero, so it doesn't count. They even made a mug, something like this cup doesn't count, it's cup zero, which I think is funny. So we're not going to change the name of the show. It's not going to go from first cup to zeroth cup. Zeroth? That's not a word. I guess I didn't sleep as well as I thought I did, because I am feeling a little tired. But it's okay. You work through it, right? All right. I got homework for you in a second. Couple things to remember. We do the show every weekday at 6:30 Eastern here on YouTube. So subscribe and turn on notifications so you get notified that we're doing it. Yesterday's episode of Martial Arts Radio was with Mr. Brian Lawrence. Check that out. It was a great episode. Had a lot of fun. We've had some good feedback on it. If you want to ask a question, drop it below or email me, jeremy@whistlekick.com. And now, for your homework. I want you to watch yourself today. I want you to watch yourself and try to catch some of those thoughts when they steer into being negative, when they steer into the critical, the defeated, the cynical. Cynical is probably the best word. And I want you to take that thought and see if you can reframe it. Oh, I'm really tired. Okay, why am I tired? I'm tired because I worked really hard yesterday, and I'm proud of that. And by the time I got home from Taekwondo, which I had fun at, it was late, and I stayed up and I had something to eat and watched a little TV because I really appreciate having time to myself. That puts a whole different perspective on being tired. So don't be afraid to reframe. Okay. I will see you back here tomorrow. I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care, everyone.